And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're taking a look at Jump Drive. Now Jump Drive is, on the back of it talks about the galaxy. It says, Jump Drive is a complete game, Race for the Galaxy is not required. Why does it say that? Because Jump Drive is a game that uses the same artwork, all the same symbology as Race for the Galaxy. But the best way that it was described to me, or the first way it was described to me, was Race for the Galaxy Light. Now, Race for the Galaxy is one of my favorite games. I really think it's a great card game, and its cousin, Roll for the Galaxy, I like just as much. They're very different games, but they also have a lot of similarities. And I was like, between the two of them, do I need a light version of it? So I went into this one kind of like, let's see how I came out of it. The goal of this game is to get 50 victory points. Victory points come in 1, 5, and 10 denominations, and you're going to be doing that using the cards in this deck. Now, the cards in Jump Drive have multiple uses. At the beginning of the game, you're going to draw 7 of them and keep 5 in your hand. Or if you're playing for the first time, you can look through the deck and you'll notice these cards all have Bs here, A, B, C, or D, and take an opening starting hand. So we're going to do that here. We're going to play with an opening starting hand of B. I just randomly picked the letter. Now, on your turn, you are going to play 1 or 2 cards, or you're going to play an Explore token. When you play a card, if you play 1 card, you're going to get a slight bonus. If you play 2 cards, you get no bonus, but hey, you get to play 2 cards. You can also always play a Survey Team card from the middle if you want to, as a card as if it's in your hand. So let's walk through kind of a short part of a game here, and I'll show you how it plays. So my first turn, I decided I'm going to play 2 cards. I'm going to play the Pirate Fuel Cache, and I'm going to take the Survey Team. I'm going to play both of these. So I play them face down, and I flip them. Now the Survey Team is a technology. The Pirate Fuel Cache is a world. You can see that there are, in your hand, you're going to have worlds and technologies. Now, worlds are split even further. There are different colors. There are brown worlds, green worlds, yellow worlds, and blue worlds. But that doesn't matter as much as there's also another split between worlds. There's regular trade worlds that have a black circle around them, and then worlds with a red circle around are military worlds, and those are treated differently. So I'm playing a military world, and I'm playing a Survey Team. Now, if you play a technology, the number inside it is the number of cards you need to discard from your hand. So I played a Survey Team, so I look through my hand, I'm like, I'll get rid of the Uplift Researchers. I'm going to discard them, and now I can play this card in front of me. A regular trade world would be done the same way. Discard 3 cards from my hand to play this one. A military world is treated differently. You need to have military strength in front of you, and you can play it for free. Since my Survey Team adds 1 to my military, I'm able to play this for free because it is only 1 military. Now, if you play a technology by itself with no other cards, you get a discount of 1. So this would have been free had I played it by itself. If you play a world, a trade world, or any world actually by itself, then when your turn's done, you get to draw a card. So now, my turn is done, and I'm going to look here at the bottom and see what kind of income I get. Both of these cards have an income of 1, so I get to draw 2 cards from the deck, adding them to my hand. I look at points. This one is 0. This one says 0 plus 1 with a military convoy. I don't have a military convoy out. So on my next turn, I look at my cards. I'm like, oh, okay, what am I going to do next? I would like to play this Lost Alien Battle Fleet, but it needs 6 military, and I only have 2 military. This one here I could play for 1 military, but it doesn't really do a lot for me, so I'm not sure I want to put this one out right now. Now this Uplift Mining Moles, this one's useful, because once I play this one, it will make all my brown worlds cost 1 less, and it gives me a victory point every turn. But this Mining Conglomerate kind of attracts me, because not only will it add to my military, but it makes all brown worlds cost 1 less in the future. So I'll play this, and I'll play it by itself. So I play it by itself on round 2. It only cost me 2, so I decided to get rid of this Insect Uplift race, and I'll get rid of this Gem World, which is probably a mistake. Well, actually, that works well with the Mining Conglomerate. Well, I don't think I'll be able to play this Lost Alien Battle Fleet anytime soon, so I'll get rid of that one. So now this one is out here, And now the turn's over. I'm going to draw 3 cards because each of these is giving me a income. This one, I still don't have military convoy out, but this one here gives me 1 for every brown world. I have a brown world, so I get 1 point. That's a far cry from 50, but you'll see each successive turn is going to be higher. So look at my turns like, ooh, I now have a military convoy. Now the military convoy is going to give me another military. It also lets me settle a second military with my unused. So if I have a lot of military, I can put out 2 worlds. And it makes this one worth a point. So this one's tempting. This one's also tempting because I can play it now and it will make this one worth a point. And it's a point with mining conglomerate. So you know what? I decide this turn I'm only going to play 1 card. So I play this card. It's military. Since I played a world by itself, I get to draw a card. I can play it because I have 3 military. 1, 2, 3. And now I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 income at the end of my turn. That's a lot of cards. And I'm going to get 1 point from this because I have the military. Oh, I don't have the military convoy yet. Never mind. I get 2 from this because there are 2 brown planets out there. And I get 1 plus 1 for the mining conglomerate. So I get 2 here. So now I'm up to 5 points. So I got 4 points that turn. I got 1 point the first turn and 4 points the second turn. And you can see as I continue to play, I'm going to get more and more points. Like I might play the uplift mining moles now because this one's worth 1 point. However, it's another brown planet, so it's going to make this one go up 1. So this will add another 2 points. If I manage to get enough military to put out a rebel world, that gives me 7 points every turn. And so you can see that if you can pull off some combos and get a whole pile of points, there's all sorts of worlds that give you benefits. The game usually ends around 6 or 7 turns because the points go up that much. There are cards, let me just kind of show you lots and lots of different cards that are in here. This one here costs 9, but it gives you 2 points for every technology, plus 1 for one other player's technologies. So that can be a whole ton of points. Here's a 7 card, which gives you 2 points for every blue, plus 1 blue for one of the other players. There's all kinds of cool cards. Some cards build off each other. Some give points for different symbols that are on your cards. Now, sometimes you don't have a card you want to play, or you're looking for a specific card. You can take a tile and play this on your turn as an explore action. When you take an explore action, you will draw cards equal to your explore symbols, not only on this tile, but on any cards in front of you. So my survey team would have given me 2 more. So I draw 5 cards, and then I get to keep 2 of those cards and get rid of the rest. So there's always that possibility too. Anyway, the first person to get to 50 points is the winner. Unless, of course, multiple people do it on the same turn, then whoever has the most points is the winner. There's a couple things about Jump Drive that surprised me. First of all, that even though there's a lot of similarities to Race for the Galaxy, it is its own game. Secondly, this game is fast. And thirdly, this game is fun. I really like it to the point where I'm going to hang on to it in my collection. That's how much I enjoy Jump Drive. Jump Drive, again, uses a lot of the same symbology as Race for the Galaxy and Roll for the Galaxy, but if you've never played either of those, it's easy to get into. I showed you the game. It's pretty simple. You're playing 1 or 2 cards per turn. You pay for those cards from your hand. Those cards give you bonuses and benefits and points, and it kind of builds and builds. This is an engine building game, but it's a fast one. It's like, look at this. Oh, I got 2 points. Now I get 6. Now I get 13. Now I get 20. And I really like that build-up because it's entertaining. And if you're like, oh, man, my hand didn't work out so well this turn, no problem. Shuffle the deck. Let's play again. It is not that complex of a game. In fact, I thought it could have been even simpler if they had made planets and technologies the same, where if you play it by itself, it's -1, rather than make them 2 different ways. Now, they did that because this game could be a stepping stone for Race for the Galaxy. If you play Jump Drive a lot, I could be like, hey, now let's play Race for the Galaxy, and the planets and technologies work the same way in that game. And I understand that. I talked to the designer about it for a while because I wasn't sold on the fact that they should be different, but he explained that there is some slight differences. If you play a planet drawing a card, that's not as good as maybe a technology that costs 1 less card. But anyway, not to go off on that tangent, I think the game is extremely entertaining. The cards essentially do similar things to the Race for the Galaxy counterpoints, but again, I don't want to go off on that. Let's not talk about Race for the Galaxy. Let's just talk about this as a fun little card game. Neat game. You'll sit there and you'll look and you'll be like, wow, these cards combo together. I want to play both of them. And then you realize you don't have enough cards in your hand to play both of them. So you have to find a way to get more cards, or sometimes you have to make that hard, difficult decision to discard one of those cards to build the others. Probably people who know the game might have watched my sample gameplay there, and on the very first turn I got rid of that uplift tanks or whatever they're called, and they're like, no, why did you get rid of that? Because you have to get rid of something from your opening hand. Now, the opening hands they have, A, B, C, D, those hands are made to work together. You'll be like, hey, I noticed you got mining and stuff. Yeah, it's a beautiful hand. But as you get your initial 7 cards and you're like, these 2 cards don't work. Now I got 5 cards. What am I going to do? And which of these cards is not as important as the rest of them? Because I'm going to have to use something to pay for them. The survey teams in the middle of the table is nice because it's a good way to get a jump start. It helps your explore action. Those explore tokens, you're probably not going to want to use those more than once a game if possible. You might, because they don't really get you any points when you play those, but they can help you maybe go through the deck and find that exact card you need, which will help you win, especially some of the cards that really combo well together. I'm a fan of engine building games. Those are games where you start and your cards start working together and building and building. Many times these games take a really long time. It's nice when you find a fast one. And so that's what I look at Jump Drive. So Jump Drive isn't like supplanting Race for the Galaxy or Roll for the Galaxy. It's not even, in my opinion, a stepping stone to those. It could be used as that. To me, it's just a separate, small, fun card game that's fun. It scales well. It plays really fast. It is a bit solitaire-ish to some degree. What the other players does doesn't matter to me much. You notice there's some cards where I get points based on what other players have. So there's kind of like a half-hearted attempt of, yes, we're in the same game, but you really could play this almost solo and have an interesting time just to see how fast it takes you to get to 50 points. A lot of fun. Jump Drive, highly recommended. Dice Tower Judgment, excellent!
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door!